Hello, I'm Tom, and today I'm going to show you how to make these modular wall sections. They're designed to be simple to make and capable of being used either on their own or together to make bigger structures. I've made taller versions to provide full cover and some smaller ones for partial cover. The smaller ones can also be joined to the bigger ones for some variety. To simplify building them, I created templates in Adobe Illustrator, printed them out, stuck them to some cereal box and cut them out. I'll pop a link to the templates in the description if you fancy trying them out. I then draw around the templates on some 5mm underfloor XPS. There are templates for the main wall sections, as well as extra parts to bulk out the pillars. Templates for the bases of the walls are made in the same way. This is how the XPS pieces go together to create the pillar and the wall sections. This then goes onto the base. The shape of the base allows it to connect nicely to the other pieces, as well as providing enough stability for the walls to stand alone. Next is the obligatory tinfoil ball texturing. Remember, you won't need to do this section of the pillar attached to the wall. These are really easily made in batches, so try and work on a group of them at once. It's worth adding a little wear and tear even if you're after a newish looking wall. I prefer my walls a little more war-torn. I don't really plan this out too much, and just go with what feels right. The most important part, other than avoiding drawing blood, is to avoid symmetry or anything that looks overly intentional. I find this bit the most fun, trying to be creative and producing really interesting cracks and breaks and keeping a good level of variety between all the sections. Like I say, don't think about it too much, just have fun. I use a pen to stab bullet holes and reinforce the cracks. Don't forget to add the same treatment to your pillars. It's worth checking for cracks and damage that need to be continuous. Same as before, have fun and be careful. Where I've got holes and large areas of damage, I like to add some wire to look like rebar. This adds realism and adds interest. I cut and bend the wire before inserting it carefully into the XPS. If you damage it a little bit, it doesn't matter too much, as it adds to the effect. The rebar can then be glued in before gluing the XPS pieces to the base. I use my kids' washable PVA and it works perfectly fine for this. I apply this with a toothpick, although you can use whatever works for you. I don't put it on really thick, but I am quite generous with it. I like to use PVA as the slow drying gives me lots of wriggle room for moving it about after placing it down, whilst still having enough stickiness for it to all stay together. You want to get the ends as close to the edges of the base as possible, and the walls as vertical as they can be. Any overlap can be shaved off later. The bases were textured with a mixture of cut-up XPS leftovers, small garden stones, cut-up cork, and some sand stolen from my kids' sandpit. Don't tell them, they'll never know. Once you get into the flow of making these, you can bosh out a whole load of them in no time, and it's all really good fun. Just keep checking back over the ones you did previously to make sure you're not replicating any too much. Here's a few pictures of some of the structures you can make. I'm really pleased with these. They work even better than I was hoping, and the modularity makes them so versatile. Make sure you like and subscribe, as we'll be painting them in the next episode. And remember, if in doubt, go rogue.